Welcome, everybody, to another rendition of The Lone Wolf Show. You're watching www.witchcrafttv.online, the special WitchCon presenter series. And I have a presenter backstage. But before we do that, this particular presenter on WitchCon for 2026 just came out with a brand new deck of divinational cards processed and printed through US Game Systems 2026, and they did send me a copy of these cards, and I have not opened them yet, and I'm very excited to check this out. And I'm really excited that the printer of these cards is going to be at WitchCon, and that's going to be in 9 days, and I can't wait till that happens. When you open this up, it looks like we have a booklet in here, and these cards are very, very compact and nice and well packaged, and we're going to check them out and find out where this magic comes from, and also about our WitchCon presenter and what she's going to be talking about this year. So without further ado, we have Emilie Muñiz.
Hola. Hi.
AKA Emmy in the building. Yeah, well, these cards are great. Well, first off, I heard a rumor that you're going to be on WitchCon. Is that true?
Yes, I am. I'm going to be on WitchCon and Hex
How did
Fest.
you?
Both.
Oh, and Headfex. You do both of them. That's really cool. So where did you first? Is this your first year with WitchCon, or have you done it before?
This is my second year. I'm like, wait a minute. I know there was something else I did, but it was something else he does. But WitchCon, this is my second year. Yes. I'm like making sure. I already did a few things, but yes, I think this is the second year, not my first. Yep.
So how did you hear about WitchCon? How did you get involved in that?
Man, I don't even know. This community, everyone knows each other. We just start blending in, and it's like we just start floating and circling around each other. And obviously, I had to put in something. I don't know. I think I've known about it for a while. I just think I had the guts to actually apply, and I did. I was like, all right, cool, I'm in. Awesome.
So what's your presentation this year at WitchCon?
This year I am doing spell crafting with crystals and tarot, like combining both things to create magic. And I'm big on crystals. I got crystals everywhere. Just I love crystals. I even used to find crystals, mine crystals in my backyard. I have another tarot deck that's coming out about crystals. So I was like, why not? Let's just do them both. And I think crystals are so powerful, especially like clear quartz, Hermerker diamond. That's my favorite one. You can actually program these things. Like they hold memory. They're like awesome, like powerful things, that we have, and it's easy. So I want to use tarot and crystals and teach people how to empower their life, make it magical by squishing both things together.
So the crystal is like a natural, like how, how do I program a crystal?
Oh my gosh, you don't know about that?
I mean,
So they hold
I know
memory.
some, but I
You
know
know,
some,
like
and
quartz watches have crystals in it because you could hold memory in them, like literally. So one of the things you could easily program it. It was funny that we were just talking about chaos magic. I was like, oh, I'm like that. I used to always practice that. Um, you can actually, whatever your intention is, first you clear it and then you hold it, and you can actually put your intention into it. That's how you program it. It could be something as easy as that. But quartz crystals is the best to do it with. Yeah, like they actually hold memory. Isn't that dope? Like that's just so dope for me. I was like, I can use this for anything I want. So yeah, yeah.
I really like crystals too. From what I understand, crystals can kind of act as any other type of mineral, as like the color white would act as any color.
Yeah, like rainbow, right? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
do in crystals they can magnify your spell work or your will, amplify it. It's true too.
Amplify it, amplify it, amplify it. So that's why I like her Merker, because it amplifies it even more because of the double point. So
Mhm.
yes, yeah, yeah, that's like awesome. So whenever you like performing spell work, If you have like clear quartz around it, right, it'll just empower it even more. So it's like you can feel the shift in vibrations as well. So I like being hands on with things. They get me excited. I have crystals everywhere, like everywhere. Too excited
When did
about
you,
it. I know it.
when did you when did you first start knew that you had an attraction to crystals, and did it ever get out of hand?
Is there such thing? I know there's never a such thing as it becoming out of hand, but it's a fond memory with my best friend. We were like little girls. I thought for some reason in my mind that crystals were something not real, just magical, like in stories. So I was probably a little girl. I don't know how old I was. But she brought me to her house, Jocelyn, my best friend forever. And she's like, I got something magical, for you. And she like picked up her pillow. It was like a quartz. It was a rose quartz. And I was like, oh my God, these are real. And from then on, I just started collecting them. For some reason, I thought they were like really expensive. Maybe back then, right? Because it wasn't a thing. Um, but when I got really crazy about it even more is when I lived in Pennsylvania. I used to live in Poconos, and I wrote about this story in my new tarot deck that's coming on. Um, my kids used to like, Mom, here we found these crystals outside. And I was like, okay, thank you. Stop throwing my quartz over the balcony, right? Because we live like in the forest. And they were like, no, we didn't throw your crystals. And I was like, what? They're like, we found it on the ground. And I didn't believe them. But after some time of going outside, I started to see that there was these crystals in the dirt. And then forget it, we got our shovels. We started filming the whole situation. Over a course of a year, we had mined buckets of clear quartz, you know, so I went crazy. I was like, I can't believe it. So I felt like the whole story was kind of magical, just finding them in my backyard. So it's pretty awesome, right? And now we go mining for crystals. I actually Google and search the area, what kind of crystals are in the area. And I wind up finding it, even aquamarine and all kinds of stuff. Like it's a hobby now. So I guess I did go overboard, but it's not. It's still magical, right?
Hmm. No,
And I
absolutely.
teach people how to do it too. So yeah, even in New York, especially in the Bronx, you can find crystals. Just gotta know where to look. Yeah, that's weird, but it's true.
So you teach people to use crystals in magic and witchery, or you have students? Do you?
With tarot, how to empower them and then heighten your reading with crystals and tarot, like just combining them. My new deck literally goes through all the cards and I combine them with a certain crystal that matches that card's energy. So it's like two in one. And then what they could do with that crystal, like if they're experiencing, if they want love, there's rose quartz. If they're experiencing anxiety and stress, different crystals to help you minimize that. Psychic ability, amethyst, so I combine both, so they're learning as they're also reading and working with the deck. Yeah.
And the last divinational deck that you created is it this one? I can't see it
It's
because
this one. I got this one and I got this one, and there's a
I
third
see.
one coming.
Oh, so you
Yeah.
have more than just this one.
Yeah, I have Simplicity Tarot by US
Hmm.
Games that came out a few years ago.
Hmm.
And then now I have Simplicity Lenormand. And then I have the other Fox Crystal Tarot that's coming out as well. I'm always busy.
So your newest deck is the Simplicity Lenormand, correct?
Yes, this one.
Tell me about that. Tell me about the process of the
Creating.
creation. Yeah, like exactly. Yeah, that's creation is the best magic.
Yeah, and this one actually took me like, I was just speaking with my artist about 5 to 6 years. We were like, oh my God, we can't believe that we've been working on this deck for so many years. So it's the whole thing is a process. So what happened was that I first came out with Simplicity Lenormand. And that deck was created just to make tarot easy, so people can just pick up the deck and then, oh, I could read with this, right? They could feel empowered. Um, So then there was also Simplicity Lenormand. I was like, oh, I was reading with Lenormand, and people were like, oh, I don't want to read with that. That's too difficult for me. I was like, but it's such a great system. It's pretty simple. Actually, my kids read with the Lenormand. So it was the same kind of concept. Um, I made it simple. I made it diverse. I had two women, two men, different skin tones. I want diversity in that. And I also put in things that represent me and my culture. Like the tree is the ceiba tree. I'm Puerto Rican. So that was something really important for me to do. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to have a system that was easy for someone to pick up and do without being like intimidated by it. And it's really easy. So everyone, like a lot of people was like, what the F is Lenormand? So I was like, oh, I'm going to tell you what it is and make it so easy that you'd be like, oh, I could do this, right? And I like combining it with tarot because sometimes we get like stuck when we're doing tarot readings. It's just a lot, right? It's high in symbology and stuff. So you want the specific information, right? So that's what Lenormand is. That's what it does in like very few cards. It gives you like the details, right? Straight to the point where you're not fishing around for information. Yeah.
So in the chat room, man, they're asking about when's the Fox deck coming out.
Where is the chat room? Is it in the comments?
Yeah, it's in the comments. See,
Oh.
it's a previous guest, also a presenter of WitchCon.
Oh, he's so cool.
He is very cool.
Fangirl. I used to collect all the books. Anyway, but when is it coming out? The Kickstarter, I think I just finished shooting the video for it. I think in the next 2 months, once the hype of the Lenormand wears down, then I would present my deck because it will just get people confused. So yes, I'm gonna do the Kickstarter for it.
So you have 3 decks published right now.
Yes. Well, US Games did take Fox Crystal Tarot, so we will see it in the future. They already have it in contract, but I am doing a self-published edition, which I like doing because I get to create it, print it my way before the mass, So yeah, 3 decks.
What's the first tarot deck that you utilized and learned? What's your favorite tarot deck?
The Rider.
Rider.
Rider Waite. I still use that deck. It's right here. I
Mm-hmm.
still use it for most of my readings.
Mm-hmm.
But the first one that I ever used was the Witch's Tarot, the one from 007. It's called The Witch's Tarot or Witch's Tarot. It's something like that. That
Mm-hmm.
one was the first one that I used. I was like, oh my God, this is so deep. But when you start going to the other cards, you can't understand this. So I was really stuck and I was looking through that little white guidebook that gave me hardly no information. And I was like traumatized. I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to learn tarot. So that's what pushed me, that experience pushed me to create Simplicity Tarot. Because I was like, a lot of people could just be thrown off and not get into divination because they feel like they can't do it, right? So I wanted them to feel warm and welcome to do divination. And it works. I tested it out and people, I'm like, just draw a card, just tell me what you think it means. And they get the meaning almost instantly. So I'm like, okay, I did it. Yeah.
When you can conduct a tarot card reading for someone, are you reading the cards themselves? Are you reading the person in front of you? How do you tap into intuition and discernment when you're reading?
So I've been reading like full time. I think this is like my 18th year for a while. So I do a lot of readings over the phone, but then I do a lot of events, right, in person. And I tell people, it's a good question because a lot of people say, you just use tarot? And I say, no, I read in layers. So first I lay out the cards, you get the kind of general information. And when the cards are together, right, intuitively, you get like an impression, just like a hit of information. And then emotions, feelings, different things come into your mind, right? Psychically. So I combine those things and give them information. So it sounds difficult, but when you've been doing it for so long, it just in an instant it happens, right? So yeah, and I'm also clairaudient, so I also pick up at that same time, I pick up what the person is saying, like their vibration. I was speaking to, I think, Sasha about this, Graham. Other day, I was like, I hear things, right? But then I have to interpret it in like normal language. So weird. But that's what I do, and I didn't even know that that's what I was doing. I was just reading for the person of what I felt. So that's pretty cool. Layered reading. Is that a name for it? That's
I
what
mean, that's your
reading
own
in
twist.
layers. Yeah.
That's everybody's got their own like swag brand, and yeah, that's
We
good.
do. We all have like our own style of
Yeah.
reading. We do.
Mhm.
That's what I'm like. You can learn from anybody, even a kid, you know? You're like what you're doing, especially children. They're innocent. There's not like this filter. They just give it to you raw. So, yeah.
So you're doing crystals at WitchCon. WitchCon is the largest conglomeracy of witches in the world online, and you're going to be there. What other festivals or gatherings do you participate in that you like, that you do, or that's coming up as spring and summer unfolds?
I'm excited for Hex Fest. I'm excited to go to New Orleans. I haven't been there in so long. I'm going with my bestie. We're gonna we're gonna have a really good time. Really, really good time. I'm highly interested. I'm excited to meet everyone. Um, party. I'm gonna party with you guys. What else I'm doing? New York City, Witch Fest, because of
Mhm.
course I've got to do that one. I'm doing the Amityville. They have something like it's a 2-day thing event in Amityville, I think in May. Um, there's several other ones, but yeah, that's for right now. Those are the big ones. I know I'm missing some. I know I am, but those are the ones for right now. Yes.
So you got love for NOLA. You like NOLA. I love NOLA too. NOLA's a
I
good time.
haven't been there for so long, but I had so much fun. Last time I was there, I was like, man, I'm gonna milk those 4 days that I'm there and I'm gonna have a great time. I just can't wait. I just can't wait. Is that where you from? You're from
No,
there?
no, I'm from outside of Boston, New Hampshire.
Oh,
So, grew up, but I travel around the United States a lot. But this ain't about me; it's about you, and I want to
oh,
hear more
sorry.
about you. What's
No.
but that's okay. That's okay. I actually had one guest that like turned the whole interview on me, and I was like, you know what, that's great. That's fine too.
That's
But I,
weird, right?
well, no, it's not uncommon, but I really like supporting the magical community, and I want our audience to know all about you, and I definitely want them to know about WitchCon and all the great presenters that are going to be there. And you're on that roster, and I think that it's just a great conglomeracy of witches and the biggest in the world, and I'm excited about it.
Silver Raven Wolf is gonna be there, and
Yep,
I am.
yep.
Oh my
Talk
God! I
about it.
was like,
Talk about it. Mhm. Who else is going? Who else is going to WitchCon that you adore and that you're real excited about?
I think she's my top one because I mean, I was a little girl reading all her books and hiding it and being on the train, covering it with another book and highlighting everything and creating all my little spell books. I mean,
Yeah,
like, you know, I can't believe to see her there. I was like, oh
yeah.
my God, thought she stopped for a while.
Mhm,
But then I saw like a new version of her book coming out. I was like,
mhm.
she's back on rolling with the dice now. Okay. So I'm like, great. It's like a dream come
I
true, right?
I
For, at
did
least for
reach out.
me,
To,
really hype.
I did reach out to her for an interview for the series, and she must be too busy, which is cool. But we got love. Black Forest Coven, definitely a great impact, and I think that was Powwow Wicca in Pennsylvania. I think that's whole system
Ooh.
there. One of her first priests. I was actually on stage at Starwood one year collecting awards. Yeah, that was really cool. Very cool.
Wow.
Very cool family out there in PA, Pennsylvania, and Silver Ravenwolf. There's a copy of her book. We have it here, where we have Witchcraft TV, and very prominent author. Have you written any books besides tarot and instructions and things?
No, no, it's on
What's
the
that looking like?
roster.
What's
I
your
don't want to talk about
trajectory?
it.
You don't want
I
to
don't
talk
want to
about it?
talk about it. But
Okay.
absolutely, it's my next. It has to be at this point, you know. I really do want to do a book. I want it to be something that is Emmy that people know me for, relatable, down to earth, and how I teach. So, yeah, yeah, definitely on the roster for me.
So tell me about your spirituality. Do you consider yourself witchy or Wiccan or pagan, or what's your label? What kind of hat is comfortable for you to wear?
That's like a hard thing to nail down. It's like
Mhm.
it's a hard thing to nail down. Um, hmm. I'll just say I'm a witch.
You
That's
know
just the
what?
best
Oh,
title. I don't go
I
on the
can go
one
with that.
umbrella of stuff, so that's just better for me. I practice like before I used to practice a lot of chaos magic. So I was hyped when I saw his name. I was like, "Oh my God, he's
Mhm.
still around?" I was telling my daughter, I was like, "Oh my God, he's still around?" But yeah, but yeah, I just practice Puerto Rican spirituality, ATR, African religion traditions in general. I'm initiated to several things in that, but then I like pagan stuff at the same time, you know. I like celebrating that as well. So you can't just put one hat, right? You just got to know when to divide things and not mix the shits together. You can't do that. So I can't put myself in one category for sure.
When did you know that that was going to be your type of spirituality? Were you younger, very young? How did you come across that? You know, everybody has their own path, and just trying to get to know your path.
You know, honestly, I didn't even know it was culture for me. You know, like my mom would bring espiritistas into the home to cleanse the house, to do prayers, to do misas, to get her cup read all the time. That's how I came into tarot because of the coffee cup, right? So she used to bring espiritistas, spiritualists into the house to read her coffee cup in the kitchen, gossip about their love life and stuff. And I thought it was normal. It was just a normal thing, you know. We lit up candles for certain things we wanted. We painted the house different colors of whatever saint was supposed to be focused on that year. So I thought it was just normal, right? For me, it was always a magical thing, right? When I got older, then I was like, oh, there's rules to these themes and stuff. So for me, it was like a way of life, right? I didn't know that it was something religious. You had to get initiated. Oh, this is what I want to do. I can say at a very early age, around like 11, 10. Once I started reading the coffee cup, I said, this is what I want to do for life. And that's what happened. Quickly, I started reading her cup. I started reading the Ladies' Cup. She taught me how to do like coffee readings. And then I picked up tarot. And when I picked up tarot, I said, this is what I want to do for my life. Went to college, got my BA in business, and boom, I was like, I want to be a tarot reader. This is what I want to do for my career. And I haven't looked the other way. This is it. Like even my kids, that's mom's a tarot reader. That's all I do, right? Um, so I wanted to create decks. I knew that from a very early age. Um, the whole magical thing, I just was like, I want to be in the magical. I want to meet magical people. I want to be a part of that world from a very, very young age. That's it. That's my story. It's not something big. It was like, oh wow, this is cool. You know, I know this is supposed to be my life, and I sounded crazy. And they're like, oh, it's just a phase. But here I am. I'm like 41, still doing the same shit. And I'm really happy with it. It's my passion.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What would be your advice to someone that's younger, that's interested? What would be your advice to them? Do's and don'ts when they walk your path. In other words, you know, the younger version of yourself comes along and said, you know what, I like this witchcraft stuff too. You know, what would be your advice that they should and shouldn't do on their path?
That's a great question. And someone just asked me that the other day about witchcraft. Publicly, I have to say this publicly. All right, hold on. I got it because there's some stuff be like, okay, well, I think you have to do a lot of research before you start dabbling into things, right?
Mhm.
Don't mix things together. Do your research and don't start just mushing different kind of practices together. And always know that you don't know everything. You don't know everything. and ask questions. Ask questions to your elders. Respect your elders. You don't probably know more than them. Respect their thoughts and ask questions because you're not going to know. Um, I would say that that would be my best advice. There is times where I done messed up trying to dabble in things, like even with attraction stuff one time. I remember I was so young. I was like, yeah, I want to do attraction work. And I did. It was like this full moon thing. And I was like, yeah, I walked out the house and I started getting attacked. And it was nighttime by a whole bunch of fucking insects, like everywhere. One went in my mouth, up my nose. It was in my shirt. I was like, what did I do? So I was like, I did the wrong kind of attraction stuff. I wasn't that specific. And I remember that like yesterday. But it was fun. For me, it's funny now, right? But I got bit up. But that was pretty cool. But that was pretty cool. I remember that one. But I was just so curious. Yeah, I thought I knew it all, and I was like, this most powerful stuff. But you learn through your mistakes, right? Like how to fine tune things. It's all about that. So even when things go wrong, it's not really wrong. You're learning. It's part of the process. It really is. And make it fun. Don't make it so serious. Jesus Christ. Don't. No. And I would say practice all different types and areas of your life. Write the shit down. I have notebooks. I have notebooks that even my daughter found. Like I have notebooks of everything. Everything is written down with dates. And I used to journal to myself about the whole experience. And I look back on that and I'm like, wow, wow. Right? So you always advancing, you're always learning, but I still write things in hand. I'm still put things in my notebook and I'm still learning. And I'm going to be learning until I die. That's it.
Do you have a particular patron deity that you work with, a god and goddess that you work with specifically?
A particular one? I work with all different ones. I work with my Gitana, which is one of my closest ones in my spiritual court. Of course, that's kind of normal, right? I also I work a lot with Santísima Muerte. I have a big ass shrine, like to the ceiling of her, you know. So she's my homegirl, my madrina for everything. Yeah, yeah. I love her. She's actually she's helped me through a lot of shit. Yeah, yeah,
Sounds very pretty.
yeah.
So, do you believe that? Tell me what you think about this. Is a question that I ask a lot of guests, and I get different answers. But
Oh, for it.
I'm also just a seeker. I'm the one special. Do you believe that the gods created us, or that we created the gods?
I believe we are God.
Okay.
We are God. We we create, bring life to everything, right? We manifest stuff through our energy. We are God. That's what I believe. I truly believe that. Yeah.
All right. Make sure that our viewers check out some our guests. Would you say that these are considered tarot decks or oracle decks?
Yeah, so the fortune telling deck, guess, is more like an oracle deck, right? Because it's not tarot at all. It's a whole different divination system, which is different. You take two
Mhm.
cards and mush each of their. Actually, I showed you this before. This is what we should have been talking about. So, like, it's easy. You see the dog. What's something you think about the dog? You think about friend, right?
Sure,
Friends,
sure.
loyalty. Let's see another card. Let's take the cross. I made it that it looks like it's burden,
Hmm.
burden, grief. So then you put two of the cards meaning or keywords together, and then you get one compound word. So maybe like a friend is causing you grief, or maybe a friend is in grief. You understand?
Hmm.
It's that easy. So you get a specific information for putting two cards together.
So if I use your deck and I have both of these cards, I picked up a key and I picked
Mm-hmm.
up the moon, and the first thing that popped into my head was the key to your emotions. So
Yes.
that would be part of my reading. What I'm doing. That's really cool. I like that. So you working in doubles.
Yes, you work in
pairs.
in twos. Or it could be different, you know, a bigger spread. You have 5 card spread and you read them across. So then you're reading like a story. You like storytelling with them. So that's how you get your specific information. So that's why anybody could do it, right? And the symbology, certain people get different information because of culture, what the symbols mean to them and stuff, right? So yeah, like the clover lock, right? It's a clover. The first thing you think is of something luck. And then the tree represents health, expansion, whatever you think. I have a so you growth in luck and health, or now there's a turn in luck of health, you know, things of that nature. A fox, think about how it's sneaky this animal is, calculated, right? Can't trust it. So now let's put it next to a dog. Frenemy. The frenemy. Someone really close to you that you can't trust. So yeah, you could get the specific information with those cards like that. And it's really easy. Anybody could do it. But I think they're just, oh, this is a Lenormand, oh, it's a fortune telling deck. I can't read with this. But I'm like, yes, you can. So hopefully people start working with it more, and my deck helps them grab it easier. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on to the Lone Wolf Show on
welcome.
Witchcraft TV. And for our viewers, make sure y'all check out Emilie Muniz, all about them crystals, and a lot more, and other great presenters right there on WitchCon coming up about 9 days. Do you have
9
any
days.
parting? 9 days. It's gonna be. It went by fast. Spring is coming quick. Since we
Thank God it's been
New Year.
snowing.
Yeah.
Snowing.
Do you have any parting words of wisdom?
Parting words of wisdom.
Yeah.
For anybody like just doing divination, don't be scared to put your own interpretations into cards. I think that's what people are trying to get it right and the meanings right, but you have a special connection with each card and what that card means to you. That's what you should go with. Those are your hunches. Nobody could tell you different. And that's what gives you the most accurate reading. So those are my words of wisdom.
Thank you so much. And Mary Part for now.
Bye. Take
Blessed
care.
be.
Bye.